Hi guys, you're back with Coach Marisa from Ultimate MMA Plus. Today I'm going to show you guys a lower body workout, 4 exercises that you can do with mini bands. Okay, this is the lightest resistance, so you can get a set. You know, they have all different brands of them, and they're going to have their own colors for different resistance bands. This is a Perform Better band, so the yellow is definitely the lightest. So I'm just going to walk you through these 4 exercises. You guys, if you have bands at home, if you've been using bands at home, and you want to use heavier resistance, that's perfectly fine and up to you. Just going to show you how to perform these 4 exercises properly so you have good form. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is going to be a lateral squat walk. So we're going to go to the side, maintaining resistance with this band. So first thing, we're going to put this right around our ankles. Okay, we are going to the side. I'll show you from both angles. I want to keep my feet hip width apart when I'm in that squat position. Okay, so I'm going to squat down. I'm going to step big, but then I'm going to step small, so I still stay in that squat position. So step out, bring my foot in. I'm not going to let my foot drag. I'm going to pick it up and put it back down. So step out, step big, step small. Okay, there's different variations of how you could do this. When I get to one end, okay, say maybe I do 10 of these. I can do between 10 to 15 one way, and then I'll squat back down, go back the other way. So step big, step small. I'm not dragging that foot, and I'm not going to bring my feet together for this one. Okay, there are variations where we could do that, but for this we're going to stay nice and low in that athletic stance. So I'll show you from the side. Nice and low. I'm going to step big, step small. I keep my back nice and strong here. I'm looking down so I don't strain my neck. Step big, step small. When I get to the end of one side, I can stand up for a second. When I'm ready, squat back down, my feet a little bit about hip width, step big, step small. Keeping myself here to make sure we're not hunching over, okay, losing that good technique while we're doing this. So step big, step small. Even if you have to start maybe 8 steps out one way, stand up 8 the other way, and then you can work up to maybe 10 to 15 on both sides. Okay, again, depending on the resistance band you're using, that's what's going to challenge you. Next one we're going to do is hip extension. So I'm keeping this around my ankles. Now this is going to bring in some balance. So if your balance isn't the best, this is going to help you out, or if you need to rest your hand on something, that's fine. Just don't overcompensate. So the leg that I'm keeping down on the ground, I want to have a tiny bend in that knee. I don't want to be locked out here. Okay, so never want to be locked out on that joint. So I'm going to keep this leg nice and stiff. I'm going to use my hamstring. So I don't want to go so far where I'm hinging totally over. There'll be a slight hinge, but I want to activate hamstring, glutes, and then come back down. So my foot's flexed here. Squeeze actively. This is the lightest resistance. I can still feel it. Okay, you guys got to think about where you're trying to activate. So kick that leg back, hold it a second or two, come back down. As long as it's nice, slow, and controlled, you're going to get great benefits from it. Then I'd switch, other side, tiny bend in that knee. Again, keep myself mainly upright. There would be a slight hinge. I just don't want you to go overboard trying to get that leg up high. Doesn't have to go crazy high. You just want to feel that resistance, tighten up everything, and then bring it back in. So since this is on one leg, again, even if you start with 8, that's perfectly fine. Okay, between 6 to 8, if it's challenging you a lot to even balance, it's all about quality over quantity. Okay, if we can build up to maybe 10 each side, that would be awesome. You can go up to 15 because, it feels good, you're doing good, then that's perfectly fine as well. So anywhere with the one leg ones, between 6 to 15, and then we just kind of progress up to the heavier resistance, and our numbers will go down just a little bit. Okay, so you guys will see how you feel. You'll be able to take it from there. Next one we're going to do, we're going to slide this up above our knees. Okay, slightly above our knees, and I'm going to come down. Okay, we're going to be on our hands and our knees. My back's nice and flat here. I'm going to bring my knee out to the side, so fire hydrant position, come back down. So now I'm using the side, okay? Total side of my leg, side of my glutes, nice and controlled. Core still nice and tight. I don't want to be arched. I still want those ribs tucked in. Lift up again, squeeze and hold for a second, come back down. For this, if you want to alternate, you can, or you can stick to one side, okay, to help out with your counting. Maybe you start 8, 10, go up to 15, see how you feel, again, depending on the resistance band that you use. The last one we're going to do is a bridge, okay, but the bridge we're going to keep the band here because it's going to also wake up the outside of our thighs as well, okay, so called abduction, the outside of your thighs. We want to make sure those are strong. So what the band's going to want to do is pull your knees in. So you are maintaining that position out here. So if I lay on my back, and I'll show you from a few different angles, my toes are straight forward, my feet are about hip width. This band, the more resistance you put on, the more it's going to want to pull your knees in. So you have to keep your knees right in line with your toes. I can put my hands behind my head or on the ground. Okay, if I want to tuck my ribs down, lift my hips up. Again, make sure toes are forward. I'm not arching from my back. I have to tuck my ribs down and then squeeze, okay, from my glutes to get my hips up. So toes forward. I'm maintaining that tension on the band. Crunch my ribs down. Lift my hips up. If you don't think you're getting up as high, it's because you're not using your back, okay, and we don't want to use our back. So crunch your ribs down, squeeze from your butt to get up, hold it a second or two, maintain that outer resistance, be mindful what your knees are doing, then come back down. For this, we're using both legs. We can aim for 12 to 15, even on our first try, again, with that lighter resistance, but slowly move up, but also, again, quality. Make sure what your knees are doing, you're conscious of. So I'll walk you back through from the top. Okay, we're doing our lateral squat walk. So our feet start hip width. Don't start crazy wide and then try to move from there. Start in a natural squat position. Step big, pick your foot up, put it back down, step small. Step big, step small. Be mindful of that good posture. I'm looking down because my neck is neutral here. I don't need to look up at anything. Okay, then I go back the other way. Step big, step small. Keeping that nice squat position. After that, now we're doing one leg focus. So tiny bend in that knee on the leg I'm standing on. Nice straight leg, stiff leg, my foot's flexed. Kick that leg back, then bring it in. So nice and controlled. Okay, creating that tension and bringing it back in. Always tiny bend in that knee. Then we will switch. Okay. You set the pace. Again, one leg exercises. You can go as low as 6 repetitions. Okay, you can slowly build up. So that is on you, whatever you're comfortable with, but since it's one leg at a time, the reps are, just know they're going to be a little bit lower. After that, we're bringing this above our knees. We're going on our hands and our knees, core nice and tight, doing our fire hydrants. So knees coming out to the side. Again, we can stay to one side or we can alternate. Just be mindful, don't show your body to the side. I'm trying to keep my chest facing the ground and just coming up as much as my knee flexibility, hip flexibility, excuse me, will allow me to. So you don't need to overdo that one by any means. And the last one is our bridge. So maintaining that tension for our abductors right here on the outside of our thighs. Squeeze your hips, lift all the way up. Again, keeping that rib cage down to start. Keeping those knees right in line with our toes. Okay, hopefully you guys like this one. Okay, some people have mini bands at home. You don't know exactly what to do with them. So this is 4 starter exercises for lower body. You can do these at any time. You can use it as a warm-up, honestly, before your other exercises, but these will get you little accessory muscles that maybe you don't target all the time. A lot of people leave out single leg stuff. Very important to do, helps your balance. Our balance gets worse as we get older, so very important to keep up with it. Hopefully you guys like this. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. The full workout will be listed in the description, but as always, any other questions, feel free to reach out. And if you never want to miss another workout, definitely subscribe to our channel, Ultimate MMA Plus. See you guys next time.